All right then, our second quarter-final, this for a spot in our first semi tonight. And to face Kian van Veen there, we have Luke Humphries, who is, well, outside the top four at the moment. The world number 2 won a couple of points on the opening night, but last week it was a quarter-final defeat to Luke Littler. Was a really good match, actually, that went all the way. Humphries, though, on the wrong end of that result, which means that, yeah, he's outside the top 4 heading into week 3, but you will imagine he will be full of confidence, having picked up a Players' Championship title in Wigan on Tuesday. Well, Josh Rock, a huge Rangers fan, I imagine that is the Celtic contingent in here, who is booing him at the moment. Well, Rock, he'll take it all in the chin, won't he? He might not be feeling as confident as Luke Humphries, because he's had a tough couple of weeks, hasn't he? He was good on his debut a couple of weeks ago, came up against a real top performance from Johnny Clayton. But last week it was an off display. Problems with his grip on the dart. He averaged below 80. So can he put that to the back of his mind, get his first point on the board here in Glasgow? To guide you through this one, then I'll hand you over to Laura Turner and Glenn Durran.
Thank you, Emma. Wow, I mean, this crowd reaction to Josh Rock is simply incredible. I guess you've got to be here to really appreciate it, but looking forward to this game.
First leg, it's Josh to throw first.
The reigning champion of the Premier League in Luke Humphries, who may have had an indifferent start to the 2026 campaign. But a Pro Tour title on Tuesday suggests the world number 2 has rediscovered that ruthless edge, but standing in his way is Josh Rock, who is going through absolutely everything with this atmosphere right now. It's been a difficult start for Rock. He walked into a real masterclass of Premier League darts by Johnny Clayton in week 1, who averaged just shy of 110. Rock himself averaging over 100, but last week was a nightmare that he'll want to forget. But Laura, will Luke Humphries continue that Players' Championship form, or will Rock showcase his talent that we all know he has?
I mean, that is the question, isn't it? As you say, Luke Humphries in Wigan recently, absolutely outstanding. Just the one average below 100. I think he averaged 102.19 for the entire day when he went on to win on the Pro Tour. But this is different. It's a different atmosphere. It's a very different atmosphere, I'm sure, for Josh Rock, who is getting all kinds of grief from the crowd here in Glasgow.
Oh, wowee! That is absolutely unbelievable. And if you're going to silence that crowd, then that's the way to do it. Beautiful.
140.
For Josh Rock there, not just perfection on the finish, but it was a perfect way to kind of silence the crowd, just show exactly what he can do, but also just to draw a line under everything that happened last week. It was just an anomaly. It wasn't the Josh Rock that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I totally agree. But as we sort of mentioned with Stephen Bunting, it gets to that stage where you're looking for that win. But listen, Laura, I could say to you that we were talking so much about Gerwyn Price earlier, the fact that he's playing so well. He was a dart away last week. Sean Van Veen had a dart at bullseye where Gerwyn Price would have been going into tonight 2 out of 2. This Premier League is all about, it can change overnight. And for Josh Rock, this would be a mighty win.
Mighty win, and I do think there is a key difference between the campaign of Stephen Bunting and the campaign of Josh Rock, because Stephen Bunting was doing exactly the same this point last year, whereas Josh Rock is here on debut. He has a different attitude towards it. He still seems really positive. He just wants to make the most of the opportunity.
Speaking of positive, that's exactly what it's been from Luke Humphries. Very calm, very composed second leg. And a potential holder throw. The crowd will get involved here, I think.
25. Luke required 32.
And this sport parity at 1 apiece.
Game shot the second leg.
To wait till the last start. A little reaction there as well from Luke Humphries. Equally, I feel this is quite important for Luke. I know we're only on week 3, but he would have been disappointed last week to go out of the quarterfinals against Littler, especially because he did have darts to win, and Luke Littler's been a little bit troublesome for Luke Humphries of late.
92.
Yeah, great point. He looked dejected, and why not? I mean, when you get opportunities to beat Luke Littler, as he did, and like I say, he would have kicked on from there, he knows
81.
that. But darts, you know, this calendar, it's so busy now, they're getting opportunities to bounce back quickly. And listen, on the floor this week in the Players' Championship, he was spectacular, wasn't he?
134.
And he's looking pretty good up there at the moment. A venue that he's played in, this is his 3rd Premier League campaign, and he's made the final here on both occasions. in 23 lost to MVG. And last year lost to Luke Littler, of course, but both went close, 6-5. So we'll have fond memories of this particular venue.
And people might say, but it's an arena, surely not. But I must have been getting on that stage tonight, the conditions. I know Jan van Veen in that first one was blown on his hands, etc. But I think they're absolutely perfect. We could see something really, really special tonight.
50. Luke required 152.
152, no longer an option for Luke Humphries, but Josh Rock, already seen a 140 finish. He's going to add the big fish.
Yes, that 140 finish was brilliant, but since then it's been disappointing, and the composure from Humphries has been exceptional. He looks totally focused right now as he looks at double 16. Smack bang in the middle. Humphries has responded.
Goes back to what myself, Wayne and Emma are talking about right at the very top of the show, and Wayne waxing lyrical on the fact that he is one of the most, if not the most consistent player on the planet at the moment.
I know we talk about rhythm and pace. I mean, this game is made for these two. We were surprised looking at the head-to-head between them that they haven't had real massive games. In fact, they haven't played each other since September last year when it was a big game at the Euro Tour. When you think of all those games with Josh Rock and Luke Littler, it hasn't really materialised between these two.
Yeah, just the 7 meetings between them. Interestingly, the last 3 have all gone the way of Luke Humphries.
I have to say I'm enjoying this one. We have got the best seat in the house, and we're just watching them on that stage now, and it looks like a different Josh Rock. He looked desperately disappointed, almost bamboozled last week of exactly how he was playing. He explained the fact that the dart just wasn't sat in his hand correctly, but tonight, despite the fact he's losing this game 2-1, he's looking pretty chipper.
140, Joshua Kine 100.
And he has an opportunity here to break straight back.
12 darter, what a response. A couple of holder throws for the pair of them in the first 2 legs. Humphries was looking to take control of this game with that beautiful 3rd leg, but Rock has responded, and he's made for the Premier League, Josh Rock. I mean, he's so dynamic, he's so electrifying at his best. I thought at the World Cup last year, he was simply fantastic.
Yeah, that 180 hitting, it was immaculate, wasn't it, that saw him and Darryl Gurney lift the title over in Frankfurt. But you only have to look at the 2 walk-ons to compare the 2 characters, because it was explosive from Josh Rock, who was leaping up to the stage, but Luke Humphries just remains that calm, composed character.
Yeah, I've never seen a walk-on like it, I don't think. I can't think of one of the Josh Rock one where the crowd are literally cut in half. I mean, half were cheering, and they created this most unique atmosphere, but it's business right now. I always call this mid-match surge. Both players looking to take total control of this game. And nothing to separate right now.
58.
Yeah, but that could be the opening there. Luke Humphries to find a way to break once again.
96.
It's advantage Humphries, and more importantly to gain the throw as well. And when you want 172, that first start,
132.
big double 16 hitter, but didn't want to take any risk whatsoever to get a deflection from there. He'll go to the tops, and he'll go for what could be the 3rd breaker throw consecutively.
And it is 3 consecutive breaks to throw, and it's advantage once again, Luke Humphries. Surprisingly so far, Glenn. I mean, the finishing has been fantastic, but we're still waiting for a maximum from either of these, and they are big 180 hitters.
I think you're watching my eyes or looking at the stats there. I was trying to think if I've read it wrong, because yeah, absolutely they are.
81.
And usually when we mention it, Luke Humphries will often go up. Could have made me look good there, Laura.
93.
Yeah, just a few of Luke Humphries' first starts just dropping slightly low, forcing him to just move around the board a bit more than he probably want to.
And you can prepare and analyse a game, but I didn't expect too many breaks or throws with this one, you know, based on the fact they're such heavy hitters. Like I said, that importance of Josh Rock getting his first win on the Premier League stage. It'll be interesting to see how he deals with that in the back end of this game, but it's Humphries that's potentially could take control of this game here. We didn't wait long for that 180.
We knew it was coming.
Luke Rakai, 120.
And this to stretch the lead to 2 legs, and it's a really big slip with the first. Needs to tidy up.
80, Joshua Rakai, 144.
Just scraps at the moment. We have seen that 140 finish, the failed 170. Now it's 144.
132. Luke Rakai,
So close, but it's these fine margins that separate the players at the top, and it's Luke Humphries that stretches into a 2-leg lead.
7th leg is Josh to throw first. Game on.
That could be the turning point. The stats are excellent everywhere you look. Beautiful finishing from the pair of them.
134.
But we talk about fine margins in Premier League, you know, this race to 6 and that miss of the double 12 there, then hit hard, and all of a sudden from 3-3 to 4-2, Rock is once again up against it.
If you're Josh Rock at this particular point, you think, right, hold throw, and then try and find a way to break Luke Humphries. But Luke Humphries is one of those players that as the game progresses and he gets more and more confident, and the scores get bigger and bigger, and that's the biggest one of them all. Maximum number 2 for Luke Humphries.
It's the demeanour of Luke Humphries I'm liking right now. I thought it was a beautiful interview he did after his Players' Championship win, where he said it might not seem a huge game to many people, but for him it was huge, and he just looked so confident. And we talked about scraps for Rock.
Yeah, no heroics from Josh Rock on the 150. And this for Humphries to go within one of the match, within one of the semi-finals. He's just motoring on, Luke Humphries.
8th leg is Luke to throw first. Game on.
Well, Rock hit him hard early doors. That 140 finish in the first leg was sublime. We thought it was his opportunity to kick on.
140.
But this has been a terrific performance from Luke Humphries. Very mature. He's very free-flowing. He's fearless at his best. He really is.
Yeah, average at the moment for Humphries in excess of 105, and just looks to be getting better and better as the match progresses.
180.
When you're seeing an elite player producing his A game, 108 average right now, it's just an absolute joy to watch.
58.
Josh Rock's only shy of a ton average himself. Again, a bit like his week 1 experience, he just run into such a strong performance, and you will get that week in, week out of the Premier League.
123.
66 points left with your opponent not on a finish, hence the reason just taking a step back there, but this is truly magnificent.
99.
Plenty more match-winning opportunities incoming for Luke Humphries. Josh Rock just not able to respond.
Well, he gave everything he could at the beginning of that game, Josh Rock.
24.
This man has been irresistible, and that is a statement, and that's what it means to Luke Humphries. He is bang in form right now, and Josh Rock can see the positives in that game. That brilliant 140 finish in that opening leg. But Luke Humphries, so mature, so clinical, so composed, and the fist pumps to the crowd tells you exactly how he feels right now.